Hello class. Today we will be going over finding the derivative of trinomial functions. I will show three different scenarios and how the derivative reacts in each scenario. So here, looking at the first problem, we have x squared plus 2x plus 1. Now we know when taking the derivative that we take the exponent and we bring it down in front of the equation and then we subtract 1 from the exponent. So in this case, x squared turns into 2x. And then we can move over here towards this problem. We have 2x to the first power. And we bring the 1 down, and that's 2 times 1, so it's still 2. But we subtract 1 from 1, which is 0. And we know anything with a 0 exponent is just 1. So we have 2 times 1 times 1. And that's just 2. And we come over here to the plus 1, and the plus 1 has no exponent. So that means that it's crossed off, and it's gone in this derivative. So we take this equation here, x squared plus 2x plus 1. We take the derivative of it, and the product is 2x plus 2. So let's move down to number 2. We have x cubed minus 2x squared plus 1. It's the same kind of deal. We'll bring the 3 down, and then we'll subtract 1 from it. So we have 3x squared. We'll move over here. We have 2x squared. We'll bring the 2 down, and we'll subtract 1 from it, and we have 4x. And then once again, with the plus 1, there's no exponent, so it's just crossed off. And finally, we have number 3. This one's a bit bigger. We have x to the negative third plus 2x to the negative second plus 3x. Now something that we need to remember is that when there's a negative exponent, that actually just means it's actually the divisor in a fraction. So x to the negative third is really just 1 over x to the third. 2 times x to the negative second is really just 2 over x to the second. So from here, we can take the derivative like this, and it's much easier. So we have 1 over x to the third. So just like before, we'll bring the 3 up, and so 3 times 1 is 3, just like this. But we have to remember that it's actually a negative 3, just so like you can see up here. So it's a negative 3. And since we know that it's a negative 3, it's negative 3 minus 1, just like with the previous derivatives. So it actually turns into a 4. So here we have 1 over x to the third is actually negative 3 over x to the fourth when you take the derivative. So let's move over to the second part. We have 2 over x to the second. And when we do that, it turns into a negative 4 because this is actually a negative 2. So negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. And we take this negative 2 and we subtract 1 from it to get 3. And then we just have the regular 3x over here. It's 3x to the first, 3 times 1. This becomes a 0, so it's just 3. So here we have this final equation. But because it was given to us in this form, that means that we should bring it back to the original form. So this answer here is equivalent to this answer. It just looks a little bit nicer. So we have negative 3 over x to the fourth. It's just negative 3 times x to the negative fourth, plus negative 4 over x to the third, which is the same as negative 4 times x to the negative third, plus 3 plus 3. That's all there is to it.